Welcome back, my lovely crafty friends, and here we are with part 2 of my loaded pocket tag. Today I'm going to decorate the tag and I'm using Be Happy Stationery Cafe au Lait kit. So I've printed off some of these beautiful papers from the kit, lovely collage masterboard type papers, and I'm going to be using these to decorate the tag. I really love this like vintage letter with the colouring. It's like a lovely autumn feel, lovely vintagey feel. So using this is going to be kind of the sheet that I use the most throughout the kit. And I'm going to use this to do the backgrounds and decorate, and I'm going to stick the tag together. I will link to Be Happy Stationery's Ko-fi shop in the description below. And part 3 that will be coming up tomorrow will be the add in all the pocket stuffy stuff, the tags and the little bits of ephemera and bits and bobs to go in the pockets. So I did tear that one a little bit narrow, so I've used one of my favourite washi tapes to just run it to the edge. You'll notice from video 1 to this video, the top that I've got of the tag is slightly different. When I drew around the glue lid and I cut it out, it was a bit wonky. So this is I just drew round a tag that I had, and I've kept one of the tags as a template to use for tag toppers. It's quite a wide tag, so it's quite a nice one. So this is another sheet from Be Happy Stationery. I don't need all of it, so I'm just sticking it on, just using the bits I need. I did realise I was using quite a bit of it to cover the whole thing, and I don't need to do that. I just need to cover the tops of the tag pocket spaces, because obviously I'm going to glue down the tags. So that's that lovely one again. Just sticking it on. So if you want to know how to make this tag, you need to go back and watch part 1, and part 1 will show you how to make the pockets on this tag. Thank you to Lindsay from the Vintage Button for showing us how to do this. These tags are really quite cool to make, and they've got 5 pockets overall. I may have another go another day and see if I can make a few more pockets. But I really like them. They're like a folded zigzaggy. I mean, you could leave them instead of folding it all up, you could leave it and have it like as a concertina tag. And that way you potentially could do pockets on both sides of each thing. So it's almost like a little mini journal. I'm giving myself ideas here while I'm talking. Not that I need any more projects to start or any more projects to do. So you can see I've tried to coordinate what I'm doing. The Be Happy Stationery is really good for that. There's loads of tickets and tags and things like that on Sandra's kits. This one hasn't got as many tickets and tags, but it's got these most beautiful collage papers. I do like to rip the edges. It just gives you a little bit more of a vintagey, natural feel. So that's the basics of the first side. Let's do the other 2 pockets. To glue it down, I have kept opening it up just so I'd make sure I'm gluing the papers on the right side. Because let's be honest, brain barely functions most days, so need to make sure I'm sticking things on the right side. So this is just a scrapbooking kit I picked up that's got maps and tickets and clocks and things, and I just thought actually it goes quite nicely with the Be Happy Stationery. I'm just going to use that to finish this last pocket. Fold it all back together, and you can see those are the basic pockets. So what I need to do now is I'm going to embellish the top of each pocket using some lace, some washi tape, and as I said, the next video will be to fill the pockets. So I'm just going to stick the pockets together. Just putting a really thin layer of glue around the edge of the pockets because I want the pocket to be as big as it can be. I did snip, by mistake, I did snip the edge of the folded pocket, which means I did have to glue all the edges. So this one just needs a bit of glue here. And this one obviously doesn't need too much, just a little bit in the join. So trying to carry the theme over, repeat the washi tapes, and here's the pockets, just showing you 5 little pockets, 2 very much tuck spots, and then 3 decent pockets. So I did think about using this washi tape down the edges. I tried it in different places and then changed my mind, so I've just stuck that to one side for later. What I am going to do is, this is a fabric ribbon washi tape. It's lost its sticky. I got it from the scrap store for like 25p, but with a bit of glue it just sticks. It will stick. Just to go over the 2 main edges, just to hide that fold from where we've folded them. So use my trusty pegs, peg it down, leave it to dry. Okay, let's do the other side. And again, it's not too thick a joint, so we've still got the bulk of the pocket is usable. But dig out a few more pegs. At the end of this session, I had to go off to work and I came home and oh my word, my desk was a mess. I walked into an absolute craftsudden or a craft-nami. But it's what is. I had real great fun doing this. So now the glue's dried, I'm just going to trim off the excess of that ribbon. And let's use my favourite resource, a bit of lace, and let's start embellishing the pockets. So as in previous videos, I do use double-sided tape to stick lace down. I've found it's the best way of sticking it down, and it means if you get the lace or ribbon in the wrong place, you can just lift it and move it, and it actually holds better than glue. So I'm just going to do this cream lace around the bottom tuck spots. I will apologise, I realised watching back this video that I kept dropping off the bottom of the screen, but I do move it back up quite a few times. So there's the bottom. Just trim off the excess, put a little bit of glue just to make sure it sticks. And then I'm just going to use some washi tape to go over the top of the lace, just give it a bit of definition. And this washi tape's got some squiggly writing on, which will just tie it together with that Be Happy stationery that I used. So you'll see I've chosen kind of a vintagey, brown, autumny feel. These are my favourite colours to work in. I do try and push myself out my comfort zone sometimes and do some brights. When this is finished, this will just go into my ideas journal and then I'll use it for another time. I am going to make a little mini, the same as Lindsay did, and that way I've got a little mini one in my ideas journal that if I come back to it another day and I've forgotten how I've made it, I can just open it up and remind myself. Yeah. So just sticking the next colour of lace, keeping to that autumnal kind of feel. This is like, it does look orange on the screen, but it's more of like a really tan brown colour. And then again, that just ties in with the background of the Be Happy stationery. I really have enjoyed using this kit. It's a really nice kit to use for lots of beautiful backgrounds. I just printed the backgrounds onto just normal copy paper and just stuck them down using Pritt Stick. The tags that I'm going to use in the third part of this make, I printed onto just normal cardstock and then cut them out, but you'll see that in video 3. So I've got one more bit of lace to do on the front, or it could be the back, could be the front, who knows. So I'm going to use the darker brown lace and just to get that kind of theme going. So just cut it to length, add a little bit of double-sided tape across the top, and then stick the lace to the tape. Just tucking it in that corner. And then I do have fun with double-sided tape, particularly as I did some gardening yesterday and all my nails are broken, so they're really short, and you do kind of need longer nails for the double-sided tape. So I'm going to repeat using that tape that's got the script on it, and just carrying the theme through. So my final thing that I'm going to add to this tag for the main decoration is just some of my paper flowers. I've talked about these before. The range sell them, I think they're 69 or 99p, and you get like 30, 40 flowers. They sell them in different colours. Anyone finds the blue one, please grab me some, because I'm nearly out of blue and the range near us hasn't got any blue ones in. But they come in like tonal packs and they're just perfect. I've got pockets of them. So just adding some buttons to my flowers. Most of my buttons have just come from charity shops or gifted from people, or yeah, scrap stores. One of the scrap stores I go to in Gloucester, you can just fill a bag of buttons. So that is the basics of the decoration done. I'm just going to hole punch the top, move everything out of the way, find my little mini hole punch. Hole punch the top, add some ring reinforcers, and then that is the basic decoration done. So stay tuned for part 3, coming tomorrow. Thank you.